What is going on, everybody? J030 bringing you guys another video. This time we got weekend league top 5 budget players must have. You guys have a day and a half, roughly actually like 2 days to qualify for the weekend league, and on top of that, I'll be starting this weekend. Here are your top 5 budget players you guys must have. All right, kicking it off, we're going to start off with a running back here. This is actually going to be 2 choices. It's going to be however you decide to end up, how your play style fits best. But Tevin Coleman is the receiving back / speed back idea. What I'm basically naming as a budget player is between 80 to 84 overall, or maybe 85 depending on the last player here. But these are guys that can fit your team for cheap that you guys must have. I know there's a lot of no money spent guys out there. I know it's very easy to get coins, but some people don't know who to spend coins on, who to get, and with upcoming weekend league, these are a few guys I think that'll, if you plug them into your team, they're going to work wonders for a small bit of coin. And Tevin Coleman is the first one here with 88 speed, 89 agility, 86 acceleration. He's honestly a great back. You don't get many other running backs with that skill set. He's very cheap, again, for 20K. His pass blocking 62, which is not terrible. His rack stats are actually all right. 81 juke, 82 spin. They're not elite, but again, for an 82 overall card, that's really not that bad. And when it comes to receiving, he's not terrible, but he's also not great, but he'll get the job done. That's what you need. You need a guy who's going to get the job done. And then if you were to be more of a power back, that's the way that you play this game. Derrick Henry is the move at 6'3". You guys can see here, he's just an absolute monster. 83 truck, 83 speed, which is very fast for a guy who's 6'3". All around, just a great back. I've used him a lot, and he falls forward for me almost every single time. When it comes to pass blocking, he's very similar to Tevin Coleman. And then when it comes to juke moves, he's not at his level, obviously, because he's a bigger back. He's a power back. And also when it comes to receiving, you're going to see him take a huge hit there, as you see the value in Tevin Coleman. Let's go into our second player. If you guys are in need of tight end, Hunter Henry is absolutely your guy. I know a lot of people might have picked Zach Ertz with the campaign player, but if you guys probably had, like, Saquon Barkley coming as your running back, you don't want to go with Shady, you didn't like any of the receivers, and then if you didn't need a quarterback because you had Baker Mayfield at the time, maybe you already have Ertz. But if you don't, if you haven't done campaign yet, or if you just simply didn't pick Zach Ertz, Hunter Henry is great, all around great. You're gonna see him here. He's a little bit expensive at 38,000, but he can pretty much do everything. And I'm gonna compare him to some other tight ends who can't necessarily do everything. So here's Zach Ertz, and you're gonna see him. They're both 6'5". They both get the same speed. They're both relatively slow. But one thing that Ertz is great at is Ertz is probably one of the best receiving tight ends. But then again, Hunter Henry really isn't all that bad. 82 catch in traffic, 82 spec catch. His route running's not great, but then again, he's tall. You can use him as a red zone threat. You can put him on streaks and high point him. But the thing that's so great about him for 38K and him being such a balanced tight end is the 80 run block. You see a huge drop off with Zach Ertz at 61. I actually use both of them, and I have the Ertz. I like it as my tight end number 2. I like him in blocking formations. And you compare him to the Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham's great again. Jimmy Graham's 6'7", around the same athleticism, around the same catching. But as you do see, Jimmy Graham is a little bit better when it comes to the catching game, the spec catch, the catch traffic, but not as great when it comes to the route running. But then also, Hunter Henry destroys him in run block. Hunter Henry for 38K, he can do it all for you guys. Make sure you guys give him a peep for this weekend league. Jumping to the defensive side of the ball now is Micah Hyde at strong safety. Micah Hyde last year, everybody was all over him when he hit that 91 overall, 91 zone threshold, but this year, it doesn't seem like there's a threshold. But Micah Hyde is still that guy a lot of people are getting early on, because if you do end up powering him up, you can get him around the 91 zone coverage, or at least 90 zone coverage, which people are seeming to enjoy. Yes, he's not great in the box with the 49 hit power, but his pursuit at 76 isn't that bad either. I'm going to compare him here to a few other guys. I'm going to show you how he stacks up. Landon Collins, a great safety in the box. He's one of the better safeties. Did get a little shafted this year when it comes to ratings, but you see how much better he is than Landon Collins when it comes to coverage. Comparing him to the Amos, he's actually right there with the Amos. He doesn't match Amos's athleticism, but also Amos is an 89 overall. He's right there with the play rec. The pursuit, not nearly as close, but the man coverage and zone coverage, when it comes to the brain sets, him just playing as a strong safety, he's phenomenal. You're going to get him for a great bargain around the low 30s, maybe the high 20,000 coins. Can't do any better than them. Jumping down to the defensive line now, and for our fourth player is Cameron Hayward. And Cameron Hayward for a while now in MUT has been a staple. You can get him early on in the game. He's going to do everything for you. And this year, he's on my list again. You can see at 64 speed, he's a little slow. If you play a 4-3, maybe he could play more of a defensive tackle for you, more of an interior defensive lineman. But if you're playing a 3-4, he fits in perfectly. 71 acceleration really isn't all that bad for a guy of his size. I know I have Reggie White here. I'm just showing you a comparison. Reggie White, 91 overall, has that athleticism. But guys like DeMarcus Lawrence, he's relatively close to DeMarcus Lawrence, who's more of a speed rusher, it seems like. I know he's got the high power move, but he doesn't have the strength that Cameron Hayward has. He doesn't have the block shot that Cameron Hayward has, or even the play rec. Cameron Hayward is just got great brain stats for a defensive tackle. He's going to be able to sniff out some screen passes. He's not a refrigerator on his back with the 64 speed, but he also has a 71 acceleration that helps balance that out. Great strength, great play rec. The block shot and power move are both high. You're going to see that some guys, just because they have a good finesse move doesn't necessarily mean, or a high power move doesn't mean that their block shot is going to necessarily be as high as well. He's going to help out in the run game. Cameron Hayward, for the price that he's going for, get him in on your D-line for weekend league. And last but not least, here is your quarterback. I did say I called budget anywhere between 80 to 84, but when it comes to a quarterback, I feel like a quarterback you have to pony up a little bit more and spend a little bit more, but you're really not spending that much more. He's going to be cheaper than Hunter Henry, who is at the top of our list, but he's not going to be as cheap as Tevin Coleman or as Cameron Hayward, as we showed you guys. But this is Michael Vick, the power-up Michael Vick, and to get him to an 85, you need 375 training. If you do get him to an 85, these are the stats you're going to have on him. You're going to have 85 speed, 88 acceleration and agility. You're going to have 87 throw power, which is elite for an 85 overall quarterback. And when it comes to throwing, you're going to have 81 short, 75 mid, and 78 deep, with also 84 on the run. I have the 89 overall Vick, and if you see the throwing stats on him, he's going to have 86 short, 80 mid, 83 deep. He's actually only missed one throw where he's just completely overthrowing the receiver. I've been using the Baker Mayfield prior to that, and Baker Mayfield is overthrowing at least 4 or 5 balls a game for me. To get him to an 85, this will only cost you roughly 30-ish thousand coins. What you want to go do is look for an 85 overall elite player, try to get him as cheap as you can, and then quick sell him for training. That'll give you exactly 375 training that you will need to get him to an 85. If you do want to pony up to get him a little bit more, if you want to get him to at least an 87, that'll cost you another 400 training, which you would have to go spend another 30,000. But then again, where the ball's going to be in the guy's hands the most, like your quarterback, you might want to spend it a little bit more. I know this doesn't necessarily fit the budget team mentality, but when it comes to a quarterback and when it comes to how good Vick has been so far for people in this game, you really can't pass up this value that you're getting here for him. Yes, it's 60K for a quarterback, but you're getting a quarterback who is that good. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you guys leave a like. Good luck in weekend league this weekend. Any questions, you guys can hit me up in the comment section, on Twitter, or even on Twitch during my live streams. Hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.